So this is pulmonary trunk. This was actually the first question on the quiz. Everyone missed it. Just kidding. Yeah, this is number one, pulmonary trunk. And then the aortic arch. So this is the aortic arch. This is the ascending. And this would be the descending. Perfect. And then this is the brachiocephalic. The common carotid.
Where's the brachio?
Left common carotid. And then this would be the subclavian. Left subclavian. Awesome. You guys got that? Because I didn't. So this is the axillary artery. It's under the armpit. So just remember that. Axillary artery. Good? Are we good?
Yeah.
Awesome. And then the brachial artery would be, oh, we don't have an arm model, but it's right here. I'm just kidding. It's right here. So when you think about breaking your arm, think about the brachial artery you're gonna break. The common carotids. So the common carotids run across the neck. Right here, common carotid. Common carotid. Yeah, this is left common carotid. You guys really want me to add left and right? That's so much words. I don't want to speak. Intercostal arteries. They're not on the models, kind of, but they're in between the ribs. So intercostal in between your ribs. And then your ulnar arteries run across your pinky, your ulna. And then your radial arteries run across your thumb, your radial. And then celiac trunk. Celiac? Yeah, celiac trunk is this portion of the aorta right here. It's better on this model. You see how there's like 3 exits right here? Mm-hmm. This is the celiac trunk. So, on the celiac trunk, I'm gonna like make it bigger. There's 3 exits. You guys see that? Well, so the 3 exits on the celiac trunk, the top one is the left hepatic. The left hepatic artery. Right? We're following? Yeah. And then below the left hepatic would be the left gastric artery. And then below those 2 would be the splenic artery. So remember, it's in red, and red means
arteries.
Everybody's mixing. I don't know how you guys got that far into it. Anyway, so red is arteries, and then superior mesenteric is below the below the celiac trunk. So it'd be this one right here. It's not on this model, but it's this one right here, the superior mesenteric artery. Perfect. And then going to the kidneys would be your renal arteries. Renal arteries go to your kidneys. And on this model, the arteries that look like spaghetti strings are your testicular arteries, or ovarian. Just depends on what you identify yourself as. Inferior mesenteric would be below the superior mesenteric. Does that make sense? So what do you, anyways, we have, so it goes celiac trunk, superior mesenteric, and inferior mesenteric. Does that make sense? Because it's below inferior. Good. Following along greatly. It's not on these models, so I can't really point it out. So if I don't point it out, it's probably the superior mesenteric. Just know that. That's a hint. We call that. So this is the celiac trunk, and this is the superior. It's not on. It's the inferior mesenteric is not on any of our models. So if I point to this one, just know it's the superior mesenteric. Good. Good. External iliac. So coming off of the aorta, this is the common iliac. You guys see that? Common iliac. Yeah, common iliac coming up the aorta, and then it kind of splits off. So it splits off right here and here. Do you guys kind of see that here and here? On this model, it's common iliac, and it splits off here and here. So the external iliac is going out, and the internal is coming in. Do you guys see that? Kind of makes sense. So here's the common iliac, and then here's the internal iliac and the external iliac. Muy bueno. Muy bueno. And then the femoral. I have a leg, but
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah.
oh, perfect. So here's the femoral artery. It's on your femur. So when I point on the femur, it has to be the femoral artery or vein. And then, dang, we really need to like. And then the popliteal is on the back of your knee, because your knee pops. Your knee pops. You guys got that? So when I point at the back of the knee, popliteal, awesome. And then abdominal and thoracic artery. So when the heart's here and it's above the heart, it has to be thoracic. And then when it's below the heart in the abdomen, it has to be the abdominal. We got that? Mm-hmm. Good. We're gonna go to the veins now. Superior vena cava is this right here. Superior vena cava. Superior vena cava. Correct? Awesome. And then the azygos vein isn't on these. It's on that big model over there, but it's not on these models. The azygos vein drains the spine. It's not on these models. I'm sorry. We can go over there, but I don't think everyone wants to go over there.
Nah.
So azygos model, or the azygos vein drains the spine, not the spinal. Oh, no, it's not these. These are like intervertebral. And then the brachiocephalic vein is this right here. This is the brachiocephalic vein. The superior vena cava is. This is the superior vena cava, and then when it breaks off, here's the brachiocephalic. Brachiocephalic. Got that? So here, inferior vena cava breaks off, brachiocephalic. Right or left. And then subclavian, they're under your clavicle. So these have to be the subclavian veins. External jugular and the internal jugular, they're only on these models. So when I point to veins on the neck and their jugular, the external jugular is greater in diameter and the internal jugular is smaller in diameter. So when I point to this one, this is the only model with them. That's a hint. So this is the internal jugular, and this one's the external jugular. Perfect. Intercostal veins, they're in between your
ribs.
So the ribs. Pulmonary veins, so they're in your lungs. And in the lungs, they're different colors. So the red are the veins, and the blue are the
Arteries.
So when I point to like a blue vessel in here, it must be a artery. Perfect. And the red vessel would be a pulmonary vein. Perfect. Axillary, under your armpit. It's right here, axillary vein, like axe. And then, did no one get that? Okay, thank my guys. Brachial vein, inferior vena cava, because it's below the heart, inferior vena cava. So this is superior vena cava, the inferior vena cava, because the heart. Hepatic vein, perfect. Hepatic vein comes off of the inferior vena cava. So it's this right here. Sorry, this right here. It's pretty like distinct. So this is the inferior vena cava, and it's this right here. This is the hepatic vein. Hepatic vein. Got that? Hepatic vein. And then Hepatic portal vein is the vessel in the middle of the gallbladder and the artery. So hepatic portal vein. So this is the hepatic artery. This is the hepatic vein. This is the hepatic portal vein. Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry. So this is the, if you're gonna give it, this is the hepatic vein, hepatic artery, and then hepatic portal vein. Muy bueno. Está muy bueno. Awesome.
And the lungs and
The renal veins. So when I point to the kidneys, perfect. Yes, I'm perfect. So these are the renal veins. Common iliac veins would be right here before it splits off, or yeah, before it splits off to the external, internal. So, and it's blue because it's
Wait, which one is that one? The common?
common iliac. Common iliac, and then when it splits externally, it's the external, and when it splits internally, internal iliac, and then the femoral on the femur, and then on the back of the knee, popliteal, and then saphenous is the only like vein that's above tissue on your body, so it's pretty unique. So this is the saphenous.
The white veins.
It's this one right here. This is the saphenous.
Oh, it's the white.
It's the only one above tissue and
Is
fat.
it the white one?
So the,
Oh no, it's the blue. It's the blue, but it's like the femoral is below, below like muscle. The
think
femoral,
it's-
yeah,
yeah,
below.
See how like
I think it's below that.
Yeah, it's below. Yeah, it's below muscle and stuff. But this is
So in the lungs is when.
muy bueno.
What's the azygos?
All right, azygos is on this one. I can show you.
In the lungs is when,
Oh, is the one over there?
yeah, the veins are red and then the arteries are blue in the lungs.
But everywhere